Hello again, everybody. This is Comic Book Hangover. It is Friday. That means it is time for Full Run Friday. And as promised yesterday, I'm going to be doing True Believers this week. Now, True Believers, what they are, I guess at this point what they were, is there were a line of books that Marvel did. They were reprint books, but they were done for just $1 each. They've kind of been replaced by the facsimile editions, and I'm sure that with the pandemic and now with the paper shortage and all this crap that's going on now, True Believers have kind of fallen by the wayside. But I absolutely love them. But it's weird because people seem to only remember True Believers, but before True Believers, there was World's Greatest Comics. These were also dollar reprints. They didn't last as long. I think True Believers is actually a better name, but True Believers, they started in 2015. And originally they were, and this is kind of how they actually were, but they were originally done to sort of bring new readers in, and by letting them check out and sort of experience some of the events of Marvel throughout history. So the first batch of True Believers were there was Marvel Zombies #1, there was Infinity Gauntlet, Age of Apocalypse, Old Man Logan, House of M, those kind of things. Just kind of saying hey, you could check these out. They're only $1, so it's not a major investment. And hopefully the plan, the hope was that they would check out other stuff that Marvel had done. Now True Believers became really popular. And it actually wound up being used to sort of cross-promote some of the movies that Disney was putting out. Unfortunately, it seemed like Marvel was trying to push the movies using the comics, but the comics weren't getting pushed through the movies at all, which is kind of sad. I always thought that there should be more synergy there between Hollywood and our comic books. Because honestly, if it wasn't for us fans and our undying continued support for these comic books, the MCU wouldn't exist. And I think we should get a little bit of respect for that. But that's just my own personal opinion. So today we're going to go through my True Believers collection. I have about 180 of them, and we're going to get through, hopefully be able to do the whole thing in one video. But as you know, as you're aware, I like to do my videos in 20-minute increments. So we're going to see what we can do. Hopefully I can get through them all. So let's go ahead and flip this camera around and jump into my True Believers comics. Okay, here we go. So got a long box here. These are all True Believers books. So we got a ways to go, and I'm sure you're noticing that there's some markings across the top, and that's one of the first things that I did when I decided to when I put these together. Now my True Believers, all my reprints, facsimile editions, and all that, they're all in their own box. I keep them separated, try to keep them together, and I also don't put them in order of, as you can see, there's True Believers. This is Black Widow, Amazing Adventures in Humans, and the Black Widow. And what I do with mine is I went out and I got an archival ink pen, and across the top of the backboard, I put what the issue actually is. Now, this is one of those that actually is true to form. It's Amazing Adventures number 15, 1970 run, issues 1 and 2. So that's how I did that. Now, on some of these True Believers, let's just start going through them. Amazing Fantasy number 15. This also reprints Spidey number 6. This way, it helps me keep track of what's actually in them. This one here is Amazing Spider-Man number 1. And this one is also kind of interesting. So this is Amazing Spider-Man number 1, 1963. But this was reprinted in 2017. The reason why I have that on there is because in 2019, it was reprinted again. And don't ask me why I decided to grab it again, but I did. Then they did Amazing Spider-Man number 13. These are the ways. Also, this was when they were doing it like this. This is how I liked my True Believers to be done. They had the True Believers banner across the top, which is great, but the covers were true to form. The covers were exactly what they were originally. But then they started doing these sort of group reprints. I had this one here for the Criminally Insane. They put Green Goblin across the top of it instead of Amazing Spider-Man. This is actually Amazing Spider-Man 14. And this is actually one of the reasons why I decided to start doing this sort of thing, because I know this is Amazing Spider-Man. It says Green Goblin, but it also says Criminally Insane. So Would I put under Criminally Insane? Would I put under Green Goblin? I decided, well, I'm just going to bite the bullet. It's Amazing Spider-Man number 14. That's what it's going to go under, and that's where it is. So, moving on. There is Amazing Spider-Man 86. So I always preferred it when they kept the original logo, the original title of the book, and the original cover art as well. I never really liked it when they changed them. And they did a whole bunch of them. I'd say that's kind of cool. And for myself, something like this, I would like to have the original Amazing Spider-Man 101, but it's really expensive. I am one of those collectors. I am completely happy and totally okay with having a reprint. I don't need to have the original. If I can get a reprint, I'm completely happy with that. And I know a lot of people kind of take these and there's just kind of like throwaway books for them. For me, they're part of my collection because they are a part of Marvel history. This is also something that's kind of cool. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 300. This is a thicker book. I don't know if you can see. That's a thicker book. Still just $1. They changed the name of it, Venom versus Spider-Man, instead of having an Amazing Spider-Man. This is one of those things that always kind of disappointed me because I would like to have this in my collection, but I want it as Amazing Spider-Man, not as Venom versus Spider-Man. There's I think I might even have the original of this one here. This one I know I have the original of, but again, this is Amazing Spider-Man 361, but it's listed under Carnage. I'm keeping it as Amazing Spider-Man 361. And there's 363, and they need to do 362. Then we have the original Carnage trilogy all done. One of my favorite Spider-Man covers. Actually, the next issue, which was Amazing 431 with Cosmic Carnage, was without a doubt one of my absolute favorite Spider-Man covers of all time. It's just Spider-Man, or just a Silver Surfer with a Carnage symbiote on it. It was just scary and amazing. I have the trade for this, Planet of the Symbiotes. Now we're in Avengers. It's Avengers number 6. Number 9, the first appearance of Swordsman. Number 43. This one came out because of the Black Widow movie, Red Guardian. And there's number 48. This was part of the King in Black, but we got Black Knight right there. 71. 83. And this was a reprint as Captain Marvel Kree-Skrull War, but this is Avengers number 89. So that's what it's under. I think they actually reprinted that one twice too. I didn't get the second one for that one. I'm finicky about that. Avengers 111. These are the covers that I really hated, the Annihilation ones, because you just put the character's name across the top. This is Avengers number 112. 123. Still love looking at these old school covers. This is Avengers 125. I have the original of this one. It's not in the best condition. It was in a $1 box, but it had Thanos on the cover, so I grabbed it. 133. A lot of these are books that it'd be kind of cool to have the originals, but I am happy having reprints. Like I said before, I'm one of those collectors. I'm more about the story than I am about the presumed value of my comics. So something like this, I came real close to getting the original Avengers 196, but it didn't work out. Then I saw they did this. Perfectly happy with that. I love that cover. That's a great cover. Not two of my least favorite Avengers, but a great cover nonetheless. There's another one, Avengers 260. And there's also, the other thing, when they did covers like this, they would take the corner box off and all that. And the books it's cool to see the artwork, but you're used to seeing the Marvel stuff on there. So when they don't do it, it's just kind of weird. But I have the original of that one. It's pretty cool. Avengers 343. Avengers 684. This is the 2016 run. I even put that up there, so it says 2016. So I keep them in order. Avengers Annual from 1981. First appearance of Rogue. Celestial Quest, number 3. It was an okay story. I have the original. That's all right. Avengers Forever, number 1. See, I've never read Avengers Forever. when this came out, it's like, yep, I have no reason to not read it now. So I checked it out, and I got to grab the trade for it. That was a great first issue. Then we got Black Panther, number 14. And then this was kind of interesting. This is a book I don't think it was actually published properly here in America. It's a British magazine, but first appearance, I guess, of Betsy Braddock, Captain Britain, numbers 8 through 10. Captain Marvel, the original Captain Marvel from Marvel, the original Marvel Comics Captain Marvel, my favorite one. I don't like any of the ones that have come out since. I like that one. Carnage Mind Bomb. It's kind of weird seeing this one without the foil gimmick on it. Still like it though. Carnage USA, number 1. Champions, number 7. What's really kind of weird is like this one here. It says Conan, number 1 from 1970. This is the True Believers. They have a facsimile edition of this coming out. So it's weird when they do facsimile editions of True Believers. So this is already out. I already got it for $1. I don't know if I'll get the facsimile edition for it or not. We'll see. We'll see what my mood is when it actually comes out. Just Conan number 4. We move on to Daredevil number 4. I love that yellow costume. Number 81. Great covers. These old Marvel covers are amazing. The number 131. I just love them all. Now there is a massive run here of Fantastic Four, starting with issue 2. Now they did a facsimile edition of Fantastic Four number 1. So there's number 2. Number 5. I think it's the first appearance of somebody. I don't remember who. Just kidding. Number 8. Love these covers. These are great covers. Number 15. Number 18. Number 20. I really wish they would do more of these. These are great. 35. Nice Dragon Man cover. 36. This is also kind of fun for me because I see a lot of people going through their collections, and they've got the originals of a lot of these books. I'm like, man, it'd be awesome to be able to show off that. Something like, issue 48 of Fantastic Four. It'd be cool to be able to say, yeah, look at this, and it's in mint condition, blah, blah, blah. So this is as close as I'm probably ever going to get to being able to do this with these classic Marvel comics. There's issue 53. Issue 62, Blastar. I always liked Blastar. He was always kind of a cool character. Didn't really do too much with him, which is cool because some of these characters that are really cool, they work best if they're not overused. They overuse them, like they've used Galactus a lot, they've used Thanos a lot. It loses their impact when they're showing up all the time. So I love that cover. I would not mind having the original for that one. And where we at? Issue 209. That weird Fantastic Four logo there. John Byrne, Fantastic Four. Another one of my favorite covers here. With an Invisible Woman, Invisible Girl, I guess at the time. And I think I have the original for this one. Again, not in the best condition, but hey, it's what True Believers are for. This one I picked up the originals for. It's like this one and the couple of issues after this one because it has the original Death's Head in it. Nice cover there. And it's always nice to see the old school Marvel Comics logo. I missed that logo. I do have the original first and second print for this. Maybe I should do a Fantastic Four full run Friday. I got a lot of those though. That'd be like a 3-part deal to do all my Fantastic Four books. Giant-sized Avengers. Put all my giant-sized books under G. Just makes sense to me. This is one of the first ones I did. House of M. Hulk. Red Hulk. It's Hulk number 1. There's a couple of Incredible Hulks here now. There's issue 6. And issue 141. Kind of skipped a couple there. Yeah, see, this is one. This is one of those covers. Like, this is Quasar, Annihilation Quasar, but this is actually Incredible Hulk 234. Nice cover there, 272. I always like this cover, 299. That's a great cover. Doctor Strange versus the Incredible Hulk. Nice Hulk #1, Incredible Hulk #1 homage there. I think this is the first appearance of Joe Fixit. They used to have the original of that one somewhere. And the Marriage issue that also had, I think, Death from DC's Sandman series made an appearance in that issue. 449. I do have the original of this one. I don't know why I even picked it up. It just ended up in my collection, so I have that and this. I'm going to send in the original and get graded. Which is also another good thing to have these reprints is you can get the reprint, keep the reprint. If you need to sell off the original because you need money or whatever, you're still golden. You still have a copy of it, technically. Now here we go. 2015, they did Infinity Gauntlet #1. Anybody who has this will know what I'm talking about. They messed up on the back, on the last part of this. This isn't the full issue, #1. But they reprinted, like, some of the dialogue was in the wrong place or something. They really messed it up. But it's all right because then they reprinted it again in 2018. This time they did it right. Full issue. So, I mean, this is a double. So it's like a 64-page book, but you only paid $1 for it. So that was kind of cool. Then they did Infinity Gauntlet #4. I hated that they put the Avengers logo on there. That's a great cover, though. Infinity Gauntlet #6. Just looks so weird without that Gauntlet logo. Infinity War #1. I don't think they did the wraparound cover for this, though. Then we moved to Iron Man 54. His first appearance of Moondragon. Clearly, obviously. 55. This one reprints Iron Man 55, which is the first appearance of Thanos, as well as Drax the Destroyer. And it also reprints Logan's Run #6. Not the full issue. Logan's Run #6 was a backup story. It had a backup story with Thanos, his first solo story. So if you're looking for that, this is one way to get it. 118. Not sure what the deal is. I think there's I love that cover. It's flying right towards Doom. First Ghost, 219. Armor Wars, 255. And we have Journey in the Mystery, #62, as well as Strange Tales, #75. Some early Hulk stuff there. Journey in the Mystery, 114. Great stuff. Kitty Pryde and Wolverine #1. Now this one's getting, the originals are getting some attention now on the secondary market. Machine Man #1. Love some Machine Man. Magic #1. And these are books I normally would not even buy, but for $1, what the hell? Why not? Marvel Comics presents 51 plus Alpha Flight #11. This one reprinted Marvel Comics Presents #85 through 87. Now, Marvel Comics Presents was at its height, it was a bi-weekly anthology that it featured 4 stories or 4 sections of stories that were that ran through various issues, and this was the Blood Hungry storyline, so they reprinted it all as one. I always thought that this was a perfect idea, perfect thing to do with True Believers, is they can mine those old Marvel Comics Present stories and reprint them as an individual comic book, wrap it up for $1, and you're good to go. Marvel Premiere #21. You got Marvel Premiere #45 with Man-Wolf cover there. That's a great cover. Marvel Premiere 47, another iconic cover. I came so close to picking up the original of that, and I just totally passed on it. Screwed up on that one. Marvel Superheroes #12 and Marvel Fanfare #24. Nice original Captain Marvel cover there. This is another one of those Marvel UK reprints. So we have, this is Marvel Superheroes from the UK, issues 380 through 383. Now, their magazines were weird. It's like they would reprint. They were sort of like Marvel Comics Presents, where you get short stories, and they came out every week or something. It's very just weird how they did it. Marvel Tales starring Peter Porker, the Spectacular Spider-Ham. First appearance of Spider-Ham. First appearance of Hulk Bunny, Goose Rider, and Captain America. Can't believe I got all that out. Marvel Team Up 62. Love these team ups. 141. Marvel 2-in-1. Another Marvel 2-in-1. That was a Things series. And there was the Marvel Zombies. Again, it got reprinted. The second time it got reprinted. Moon Knight #1. I do have the original for this, thanks to Lockwood's Loot. There is Ms. Marvel #1. She's not my favorite character at all, but I do like that cover. I got to admit, that's a good cover. And, I mean, for $1, why not? I do have the original for this one, of New Avengers, the 2005 series, number 30. Got New Mutants 13. Nice cover there. New Mutants 16. Another really good cover. Nova #1. I think I got a couple of printings of this one. Omega the Unknown #1. Very random thing, but they were able to somehow tie it into Annihilation. Power Pack #1. I know we're at the 20-minute mark, but you know what? We're going to power through. We're going to do this. A whole True Believers run in one video. How about that? Rocket Raccoon #1. I had the original for this one. Got rid of it because I couldn't find the entire miniseries, and I've got it in a trade paperback, blah, blah, blah. Savage She-Hulk, first appearance of Jennifer Walters and She-Hulk. I have this one. I've got the newsstand edition of the original printing and the direct edition of the original printing. One of my favorite covers of the Silver Surfer, number 34, The Rebirth of Thanos. Number 51, part of the Infinity Gauntlet. Love that cover. Spectacular Spider-Man #1. Again, this is one of those that I may never actually get a chance to get the original for. I'm totally happy having a reprint. Spider-Man Unlimited #1. So first appearance of Shriek. I have the original for that one, but, why not? Spider-Woman #10. Again, she's not one of my favorite characters, but I do like those old school covers. Tales of Suspense #45. These are books I would never be able to get, but I can get them this way. Tales of Suspense 50 and 55. This one is Tales of Suspense 52 and through 53. That's just weird how they did that. And then there's Tales of Suspense 82 and 84. Now, I don't think those aren't full issues. When they do that, that's just partial issues, or just doing, because those were like anthology books. So they're just doing parts of those anthology books. All right. Moving on to Thor 142, which this cover was homaged in the Doom 2099 series. 337, first appearance of Beta Ray Bill. I do have, I think, the newsstand edition of the original of that. Thor 339. I love these covers. These are great, amazing covers. Thor 349. Still great covers. Tomb of Dracula, number 24. Most random issue of Tomb of Dracula ever for them to reprint. We have Uncanny X-Men, number 96. Great covers. Always great covers on these older books. 129. Seems like I have the original for that one. I don't remember. 141. Iconic cover there. Homaged numerous times. And 164. And I know I have the original for this one. I have it signed, actually. 171. I might have the original for this one. I don't know. I should go through my Uncanny X-Men again. There is 211, Uncanny. Uncanny 221. I think it's first Mr. Sinister. I'm really not that well versed on X-Men lore or their books or anything. I've never really been much of a reader for the Uncanny X-Men, so some of my information might be incorrect. Sorry about that. There is 224, first Jubilee. That's a good way to kind of go through a whole bunch of different books, different series all at once. First Bishop, issue 282. I have this one, the original. It's got a Fleer trading card insert of some kind on it. It's just kind of bizarre. And there is Venom #1, the 2003 series. One of his early #1s. Lethal Protector. This is so weird without the gimmick on it, without the foil cover. Lethal Protector #1. There's Separation Anxiety #1. There is Sinner Take All #3 with the first, I guess, She-Venom. There is the Venom Super Special, which was part of the Planet of the Symbiotes series. I think there's only one part of that hasn't been reprinted. Hopefully they get on the ball and do that. Venom Tooth and Claw #1. Wolverine versus Venom. There's Venom versus Carnage #1. I had this entire miniseries. I'm not really that big on Clayton Crane's art, so I just got rid of it. Warlock in the Infinity Watch #9. Love it. This was another one of those. This next one is another one that was really a big disappointment for me because I always wanted to have a copy of Web of Spider-Man #1. And when I heard they were actually going to do it, I was excited. But then they wound up putting that logo on there. So I still have the cover. I still have the book technically. But without that logo, it's just not as exciting for me. There's Web of Spider-Man #31. An amazing cover there. Here's another one that had that was a gimmick cover back in the day. Web of Spider-Man #100. It was a foil cover with webbing back there. It's so weird not having that. Anyway, on What If #1. Better than the series that's on HBO or what is it, Disney Plus, because the art style in these books is way better. I did not like the art style on What If. The animation style was it was just like low grade video game style. I didn't like it at all. There's What If #9. This is from the original series of What If. #10, but that's just my opinion. I really wasn't that attached to the whole thing anyway. #13. What If Conan the Barbarian walked the earth today? #22. I might have the original for this one. I should go through my What Ifs. I have quite a few of those. 24. We're almost done. 27. Nice. 36. I love when they homage Fantastic Four #1. And this is the 90s, or this is the 1989, basically the 90s series. #4. #17. This was such a creepy story. I don't know if you've never read this one, you got to read. This is such a creepy story. Just absolutely creepy. #49. What if the Silver Surfer possessed the Infinity Gauntlet? That was a great story. What if Legion had killed Magneto? #77. Then there's #105, starring Spider-Girl. I have the original for that one. It's a great one. Wolverine, 88 series. #37. X Factor, #6. First full appearance of Apocalypse. He had a cameo in the previous issue. I have the original for that. X Factor, #17. I think I have that one too. #35. These old X Factor covers are great. I mean, I got a lot of them, not because I'm a fan of X Factor, but because I love the covers. There's 1991 series for the X-Men, #17. 25. 58. Oh, this is the original X-Men, #58. These are slightly out of order, I guess. Love those old school covers, though. Then we have X-Men Alpha. This began the Age of Apocalypse story. This is one of the first True Believers they put out. X-Men Unlimited, #27. And the last one that I have in my collection is Young Avengers from the 2005 series, #11. Nice cover. None of these characters I really care about. So actually, before I go do anything else, I need to fix this. That's now that I know about it, it's going to bother me, you know? Okay. There we go. So that was all of my True Believers books. So why don't we flip this back around and wrap this bad boy up. And that's it. Again, that's all of my True Believers. It's it's just shy of 200 True Believers books. So I might I've been thinking about going through the back issue bin at my LCS to just kind of get a few more to sort of round it up to an even 200, because I don't think they're doing True Believers anymore. I think the line is pretty much dead in the water. It's unfortunate because it was a great way to get books. I mean, a lot of those, I haven't read all of those True Believers, but there's a lot of books that I have read because there have been issues that they're iconic issues, they're first appearances, and they're books that are way out of my price range, way out of the range of the prices I'd be willing to pay for, a comic book. But I can get them for a reprint. I get a reprint for $1. Then I'm more willing to check it out and see all the hype is about. And it's really cool to see, the first appearances of some iconic characters like Mr. Sinister and Jubilee, and see how they were when they first showed up, and see what they're like now. Just their evolution, it's just great. But that's it. That's what I got. So we're wrapping this up at about a half an hour, probably one of my longer videos. So if you've stuck through it this far, thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope you really liked it. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, go ahead and leave those in the comments section down below. Please subscribe if you like these, even if you just like watching my full run Fridays to see what I have in my collection. Subscribe and hit that notification button. I'm going to start doing these in advance, so I have them scheduled, so those notifications are going to come in very handy very soon. And if you enjoy the True Believers line, go ahead and slap that like button as well. And I will see everybody on Thursday with another weekly haul, weekly review video. In the meantime, everybody have an amazing weekend. Enjoy your comics. I know we got some cold weather coming. I'm looking out my window right now, and it's starting to get dark. And, we got rain, we got wind, we got all kinds of stuff. It's Michigan. It's what happens. So everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy your comic books, and we will see you next week.